I'm about to field a couple of leadership questions that came in today. One question is, how do you, as an assistant manager, enforce discipline in an undisciplined work team when the manager doesn't enforce discipline himself? In that situation, I would say first go to the manager and bring it to their attention that you notice that there's a deficiency in the discipline. Let them know that the discipline is in coordination with the organization's policies. Also, ask them if they noticed that there was a discipline problem. Maybe the manager hasn't noticed it. Maybe the manager lacks the courage, or maybe just not concerned. But if you yourself understand that discipline is really that important, and you see the long-term effect of having a disciplined workforce, then you need to go ahead and enforce those things yourself, because you are a leader. That's why you're there. Whether you're the manager, assistant manager, or just another member of the team, you know what? If you know what right looks like, you need to show that image of right and get everybody on that sheet of music. It's not always easy. Everybody's not always going to love you at the beginning. But once you help get that discipline going and everybody sees the results, the lasting results of it, they'll thank you later. But like I said, first go to the manager, find out if they notice the same things. And, don't point the finger. Don't blame them. Go to them and just ask them if they see these things and tell them your plan to fix it, and go ahead and implement that as a team. Therefore, you're not setting that manager off in a bad mood or a bad attitude. You're bringing it to them and you're saying, as a team, as a management or a leadership team, these are the things that I think we can work on. I got another question. It is, what is the one trait that I've seen derail more leaders? How can they work to be better at it? The one trait or skill that I see that derails leaders is that they forget how important it is to build a team. Some leaders take it upon themselves to accomplish everything. There's no delegation at all. They're constantly trying to almost micromanage or do things themselves, which is kind of a waste, because the individuals that were hired because there was something that they said in an interview or was on paper that made the boss or manager say, we need to bring that person onto the team. So you need to bring them onto the team, but you have to build that team, make a strong team, because what you want is a self-managed work team where everyone is focused on one goal and you get them working together towards it, and it'll get to a point that they just get moving along and you're kind of find yourself fading to the back end, analyzing and coaching them rather than having to be right there giving them all the directions. So yeah, if there was one thing I saw a lot of leaders forget to do, is that they forget to build a team. And because building a team, of course, it takes some of the weight off of the leader and allows them to get into the things that they have to do at their level for their supervisor, but it also develops individual leaders within that team and prepares them for the next level. All right, here's another question. When you come from a team-oriented organization to one that is not, it can be very frustrating. How do you transform it into a team culture? Well, first you have to recognize that there is not a team, which you apparently have done, but then you have to find out why aren't they a team? If they're all at work, why aren't they a team? Do they have the same vision? Do they all understand the mission statement? These are the scientific things. But we know teams thrive off of what? Challenges and competitions. Find a challenge. If you can pull up any type of data or information on that team to find out what their current level is, if it's a football team that's, been 8-8 for the last 2 years, maybe you want to challenge them to get to, 10-6. Something achievable, not too far range, something that they can all focus on and move a little farther. Another way to get the team besides a challenge is a competition. In the Salesforce type of team that I was working on at one point, what I was able to do is pull the historical data from our competition and use that as our carrot. Meaning, I put that out there so that we would work towards it. You don't always want to make competition within, but if you can find something external that you can get your team or your group at that point to compete against, you see that they will start to fall in place under the achievement of that vision. However, there must be some incentive for them to get it. Some are going to be internal, but an incentive that the entire team would like and enjoy and work for, that's what you want to put out there. And as they start off with these small challenges and these small competitions, they begin to mesh together and start to learn how to work together. Team is very important, just like my last question was related to a team. And here we are again. Team is very important, and it can really make or break you as a leader. Let's see, I have another question that I just received via text. And okay, what to do as a leader when a team member feels that they know more than you? All right, that's pretty easy. When a team member feels that they know more than you as a leader, that means that, to me, that they're thinking. And if I have another person on the team that's thinking, I love it. So what I do is I start to give them a little more responsibility, to push them a little further, as long as they're not disrespectful with it, but I will hold them to the fire. That's the best way to do that is to find a challenge or find tasks that they can take charge of or that they can accomplish, things that aren't going to burn the team down if they fail, but in the long run, by giving them that extra responsibility and that extra challenge, what you're really going to end up doing is either you're going to let that person know, hey, you don't know everything, but I appreciate and I respect the fact that you want to step out there, or you're going to find out that they really may know more than you. And if they do, no problem. Then you make sure that you employ them in accordance with their capabilities and continue to develop them as a leader. Hey, that was a great couple questions. I hope that someone out there may have had the same type of questions, and maybe I was able to assist you in that. So some of the key points that came out of here is leaders should build teams. If you're not the leader, the number one leader in the organization, you can still make a positive effect, whether it's enforcing standards and discipline or motivating and developing leaders. And we also learned that it's all right for someone to think that they're smarter than you. Heck, there's a lot of people smarter than me. But what I have done is I employed them in accordance with their abilities. This was a great time. Catch me next Sunday. Thank you.